Okay, so here we are. Yeah, the guy that I watch mainly is called Bad News Baron, and he mainly plays space games. And then I'll watch the occasional person that I find is doing racing sims, and I don't really have a preference on which racing sim I watch. I just find it's interesting to see what people are doing with whatever product.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Docking request granted.
Is it working in the industry that you feel has kind of done that to you? Because I feel like that's what's happened to me, is that I don't use racing sims too much because I, kind of work alongside them. So generally my desk has a joystick and throttle kind of permanently on it instead of a steering wheel, which is over at the other end of my office. It's kind of sad, really. I think if I worked in any other industry, I'd still be playing racing games all the time.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Looks like my wife got home. Not sure if I'll keep streaming or not. It depends probably how much she's had to drink, because she went out with friends and just got dropped off. So I might have to deal with her.
Frameshift drive charging.
I have this kind of app on my phone that's quite useful.
Engage.
That I guess it's supposed to be for when you have teenage kids. You know, you can track them via their phones. We kind of use it to know what each other's doing without having to tell each other.
Warning. Capital class signature detected.
This should be pretty cool if you've never seen it before. There should be like a lightning cloud that appears. Yeah, here it
Warning.
comes.
Capital class signature detected. Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
I'm gonna sign off in a minute. But these are two opposing sides capital ships that are both in here. You can see how stylistically different they are. And they're just kind of parked next to each other, kind of ignoring the fact that each other exists. It's kind of funny. One of them shoots at me though, the other one doesn't. You can make these guys jump out by shooting their kind of power units and or their jump drives and stuff like that. And what's cool about this game, I'll just show you the scale of it, because if you've never seen it before, it should be pretty cool for you to see. I'll just start flying in a random direction and then I should be fairly safe. Okay, so each star that you see in the sky here in the game, those are all real ones that you can fly to within the game, and they're all in the places that they should be if you were in that sector of the galaxy. So if I bring up the kind of in-game map here and go to our own system, which is Sol, and open the system map, you can see you've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, and basically if you are if you go and kind of orbit Earth and then look at the, where is it? Oh, there it is. So, and then look at the sky, you can see the actual constellations as they would actually look from Earth. And then if you travel to this system here and then look at the same constellations, they'll be in the shape that they would be in if you were actually in one of these systems. And you've got all of the different star types and stuff like that. You can see the different classes of stars here, and then there's like a political element as well, with different leaders that control different sections of the galaxy, and you can filter by different things. So if I filter it by economy and leave them all checked, then this kind of cloud that you can see, it's kind of tough to see though, really. Yeah. So if I start to move around, you can probably see a cloud, and then when it actually stops, so that's basically the edge of populated space is about here. But if you want to, you can go to oh, I guess I have to say the full thing. If you want to, you can actually go to Sagittarius A, which is the black hole at the center of the galaxy, and I've actually been there. So there's your massive black hole, supermassive black holes, and there's so much information that's in this game that's just absolutely insane. Like, I've learnt so much about different star classes, because all of this information that's over on the left hand side is supposed to be scientifically accurate as far as they know, and you can basically go on an exploration trip. Like, I just went to the Crab Nebula, whoops, and uploaded videos of it like per day to my YouTube channel, and just to show you whereabouts that is. So Sagittarius A is kind of up here somewhere, and then obviously that's Sol, and then the Crab Nebula is kind of on the outside of this galactic arm, and yeah, you could definitely tell your wife that you're learning, because I feel like I've learned a fair amount. But what's interesting is that the drop-off in stars is so massive here that I actually had a really hard time finding a route into it, and it's pretty interesting. You kind of have to think about your navigation and stuff, because you can see there's a few stars actually around the nebula itself, but there's kind of none in front of it. So I actually had to kind of get to this point and then plot myself a route all the way around here, and then come into the back of the nebula, because I didn't have a sufficient jump range to actually do it. And what I mean by jump range is that different ships, based on the mass of the ship, you can make different lengths of jumps. So I'm currently at this star. If I want to go to this star here, that's a 13.31 light year jump, as you can see here. And that would, if you look over on the right hand side, you can see like a blue dashed line. that's the amount of fuel that's going to be taken by that one jump. So because this is a combat vessel, I really haven't fitted it out for long range jumping, and there's lots of different types of ships and stuff like that, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna quickly show a video, because that thing that's directly in front, Barnard's Loop, I actually just visited that and took screenshots right before each jump. So I got kind of a nice animation out of it. Alright, let's play this and hope it comes over the stream. And you can see there's various nebulae that are all kind of realistically positioned and stuff like that. This game in the cloud. Not sure what you mean by that. It is multiplayer. I don't know if any of... oh yeah, I have one friend that's online right now, and just going to put it back on realistic star color. So I have one friend that's in a system right next to me, Commander Harris Fallen, and it's cool if you come here at certain times of day. There'll be kind of green dots like all over the place. There's actually a location called Beagle Point. Yes, the player is yeah, that's not going to let me search, is it? But the there's kind of specific systems that you can get to. When I went to the Crab Nebula that was about here, I was actually trying to get to about here, but I couldn't make it over this kind of rift in the stars here. There just wasn't enough jump range with my ship to actually get across there. And then there's Sagittarius A in the middle, and then there's a system all the way up here that people kind of travel to. And you know, there's different nebulas and stuff, and if you search for any of these nebulas, any of these locations that I've been and visited, like the Crab Nebula and places like that, you can see pictures of them from NASA, and you know, they look the same. It's really crazy. So this is Barnard's Loop, which can be seen from Earth, obviously. And you obviously, there's systems that are actually inside the kind of coloration. There's probably ones that are more inside than that. So when you go to these systems, there'll be planets inside some of them, and you can land on the planets, and you're kind of surrounded by the ambient red light and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, the game is an online game. You need an internet connection to be able to do it. And there's different modes. I'll just exit to the menu. So when you exit, when you're in space in a situation like that, if you go in back in again, you'll reload in exactly the same place. So if you're docked in a station, you'll be docked in the station when you rejoin the game. If you're in a situation where you're in danger, like if someone's shooting at you, you can't actually log out for 15 seconds so that you can't run away from a fight, basically. These different game modes here, open play is like an online, totally online game. So anybody that wants to shoot you for any particular reason, they can do that. Private group, you can, like me and you could create a group, and if we just put me and you in it, then just you and I can see each other, and everything else that's in the galaxy would be an NPC, so it would be an AI pilot who, and what the AI do is the same as the players. They can be traders, they can be pirates, they can be kind of combat for the different factions and stuff like that, you know, that are in the game, and it's the same thing that the players can do. So, but you can tell the difference between a player and an NPC because they look different on the scanner. So I think that they shouldn't. I think that you shouldn't be able to tell whether you're getting attacked by a random nasty NPC or a random nasty human. And then solo play is no online players, but you are online. So if you go to a station and you buy up all of a particular good from that station, if you go there and you buy all of the apples, for example, then other human players or NPCs that are in either of these two modes will see those apples go. Basically, solo play is for people that don't like PvP. And then the arena mode is just all PvP. It's kind of a closed set, not in the galaxy of the full game, and basically you just have kind of combat matches in there, and it's similar to the World of Tanks or Dreadnought thing that I've just been playing, except from its first person. And as far as your actual game, you can clear it, so you can start again, but you get... So I'm going to join a different game mode. I was in open play. I'm going to switch to solo play just to show you. You have a kind of an avatar that you set up with a... and you get all of these various different ranks. You can see kind of a... I'm just going to stop my engine so there's not as much noise. So you see I've got combat rank, trade rank, explorer rank, and the closed quarter combat rank. Then you have balance, you have a rebuy cost, which is basically the insurance that you have on your ship. The local reputation is just in this system, and then over on the right you've got the major factions, of which there are currently 3, and my reputation and ranking with each one. With the Empire, which is the middle one, I've actually reached the highest level of ranking, and that's basically because they have nice looking ships. Then you have system factions, so you have different factions that are in this system that will feel various ways about each other, and then they will have affiliations with the larger factions up here. So if you... the area that I was just in, that was 2 local factions that were fighting it out, and you can see them here. They're at war for some reason, probably because this one got above influence over this one, and the way that the influence happens is that if you go to a station and there's missions on the bulletin board that maybe this faction is asking for a parcel to be taken from one station to another, if you go and do that, then that obviously increases something within their kind of personal faction, and so things kind of change within each system, and you have different factions that are fighting each other, and yeah, it's all kind of crazy. And then you have your stats here, and obviously lots of different bits of information. Like I said, you can land on planets, and there's things that you can there's little vehicles you can drive around. You can pick up different types of rocks and use those to actually craft things that will make your ship better, and all sorts of things like that. And then there's different modules. When you land in a station, you can change the outfitting of your ship and things, fire groups for your weapons. You have cargo space, obviously, when you're doing certain things, and that's just a few different modes. Now, as far as download size, I think it's about 5 gigs, and the reason that it's that small is because they've used procedural generation with just about everything that they've done. Now, if you don't know what procedural generation is, it's kind of randomness that isn't really random. It uses, or the idea is basically, if you've ever heard of the Fibonacci sequence, they actually created the positioning of all of the stars in a way that's predictive, and then it's all actually generated as needed. It's like there's not a huge database that basically says this star's here, this star's here, this star's here. They you know, it's all basically generated on the fly whenever it's actually needed to be used. And you know, it's not a new concept. This is this game is called Elite Dangerous, and it's actually Elite 4. And I played Elite 2, and then actually played Elite 1, and even Elite 1, which was from 1984, used procedural generation to create the small galaxy of a few hundred systems, you know, way back then. And you know, he's basically done the same thing with this, just on the scale of a whole galaxy, or I say just, but it's kind of crazy. And they estimate, they actually don't know how many systems are in the software. They estimate it to be 400 billion individual stars that you can visit. It actually came on one floppy. It's pretty amazing, really. Even Elite 2, that was from 1993, came on one floppy. And it's just because he used procedural generation for just about everything. It was pretty impressive. And then obviously what they've done is kind of the core systems, the local systems, and obviously the nebulas that we can actually see with either telescopes or the naked eye. They've actually manually plotted all of the positions of things that are actually around our home system, so that everything's actually accurate. And I remember I actually wanted to go and see the Eagle Nebula. I don't know if you've ever seen like pictures from NASA of the pillars of creation. It's one of these pictures that I think was from the Hubble telescope, and it's one of those things that people always share as this amazing wonders of space thing. And I got here, and obviously it looks nothing like it. So I complained about it, and I said, you know, this is kind of disappointing that it's not what I thought it was going to be, you know, when I set off here. And one of the developers actually replied and said that they're like now there is actually a wave of a supernova going towards this nebula, and in the year 33,000, which is when this game is actually set, a supernova will have destroyed this nebula. So they actually have, as accurately as they could possibly do it, made the entire galaxy how it will be in the year 3300. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, all of these are, you know, real ones. If you Google the Omega Nebula, the Lagoon, the Trifid, Cat's Paw Nebula, what's this one? NGC 6188 Nebula, everything like that. You know, you'll get them, and the individual stars of Orion's belt and everything. Those are there's various places that I actually want to visit that I haven't yet, because I find it difficult to stay away for too long when I'm out exploring. I end up having to come back again because I'm missing kind of combat. But then basically as soon as I'm back and I've done a bit of combat, I want to go out and explore again. I kind of wish I had two accounts, you know. So yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I really enjoy it. It's a pretty good escape. The only thing, like a lot of people struggle with the fact that it's not kind of a storyline game. You basically are the story yourself. So if you go into the galaxy and you want to be a pirate, so you're going to these kind of innocent freighters and you're shooting them, and you can shoot their actual cargo hatch, and if you shoot the cargo hatch, then cargo can fall out, and then you can scoop it up. And if you want to be a pirate, then that's your story. It's kind of role play in a way. And if you want to be just a bit of everything, which is what I am, then that's your thing too. What a lot of people do is they go into the game and they want to get the biggest ship as fast as possible, so they basically grind away at the game, and then they're really annoyed that there's no content. But that's because they haven't used any of the content to get where they've got. They've just gone to the most profitable place that they can find, made as much money as quickly as they possibly can, and they haven't seen any of the game. So it's sometimes frustrating when you read someone that thinks that way, but it's part of it. It's how different people are with different games. Yeah, I have been posting videos since the alpha, because I was a backer on Kickstarter at a range that gave me access to the alpha. So I wonder. I'm just going to bring up a system here. Because with the exploration that I was talking about, if you're the first one to kind of discover a system of any kind, then you basically get your name on it. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. Just copying a system name from another screen. Okay. I don't know if I was actually first to... No, I wasn't. Trying to find one that I was definitely first to discover. Okay. This will probably be one. Okay. Yeah, so you can see first discovered by, and then you have my kind of handle in the game there underneath it. Oops, there we go. And I mean, there's various. That was all the way out there. With let's see. And I mean, when we were talking earlier about it being educational, before playing this game, I did not know that we actually have 4 ringed planets in the solar system. I thought that there was one. and if you look at the system map for Sol and zoom out here, you can see that Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune all have rings in this system map here. So I thought, well, that's wrong, surely. So let's okay. So here you go. There are 4 gas giant planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Saturn just has the largest rings. So I had no idea, absolutely no idea about that. And it was funny because after I found that out, one of my kids was doing a little diagram of the solar system for school, and I drew rings on 4 of the planets because I thought it would be funny. So yeah, I mean, just little things like that, and even the fact that, let's see if I have any on board here. Like, so you have these different materials that, like I was saying, you can make things out of. You can basically synthesize, and you know, I have actually enough for a small FSD injection here, and the FSD is basically the hyperspace drive to jump to another star, and you can use vanadium and germanium together to give yourself a 25% distance boost. But what's really cool is that, like with the materials here, you know, you can click on one and it tells you the name, the periodic table name, the atomic number, the melting point, all of this information about each of these materials. That's just, it's absolutely crazy. And they're all real materials being used in sort of realistic ways to get a realistic result within this realistic universe. It's nuts. You know, it really is. And if you can absorb yourself into this kind of game, it's an awesome game. If you're looking to be kind of led around like a storyline in Grand Theft Auto or something like that, then obviously it's not, you know, your thing, and that's absolutely fine. You know, I enjoy playing through the storyline in Grand Theft Auto, and you know, that's that. It's just totally not that kind of game though. So yeah, there you go. Hope that was a decent kind of introduction, and if you want to convince your wife that you need to be playing this game, you could just play back this stream video, I guess. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off now and get to bed, and I don't know when I'm going to stream again. What I'm thinking of doing though is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 10 PM to midnight, which is actually in 2 minutes. So whatever time zone you're in, I can't actually remember. So yeah, come back if you're interested, and you know, I can show you more things about the game or whatever I happen to be playing at the time, and we're gonna have a good chat. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.